Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Podcast. And here, my brother Brad. Brad, what we talking about today, brother?
We're going to talk about building on bedrock. Got a quote from Gordon Hinckley. You can't build a great building on a weak foundation. You must have a solid foundation if you're going to have strong superstructure. So let's talk about superstructures today.
Superstructures it is. Let's get it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey, man. E2M for life, baby. What it look like, what it be like, what it do. Back in here for another episode of the Bad Podcast. Man, we are getting up there, B. I think this is like, what, 20... 24, 25.
Have we been at it for 24 weeks?
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Getting at it, man. I love it, man. It's been good. The feedback's been good. Thank you guys, man. You guys are amazing. We didn't really, I don't know if we talked about it much about, the Charleston meetup and how we got to talk to a couple folks about it. So yeah, I just want to take time to thank Charleston meetup folks, man. It was amazing there. And a lot of people, they like, I listen to the show. Like, that's like my favorite thing to hear.
Yeah. Same thing, Dawain. And, we're a fitness podcast, but we talk a lot about growth and how we can relate the two things, the two arenas of life. And I talked to a lady that she applied for her dream job, and she had wanted to apply for this job for like 3 years. And she had just been putting it off because she didn't think she was worthy. And she put in the application. She clicked it, right? That's my big thing right now. Click it.
Yeah,
and she clicked it and she got the job. So
wow.
you just use that as an example. If you sort of put something out there and you tell yourself that you're not worthy or you're not capable, you may never know. Yep. Put yourself out there, make yourself vulnerable, and you never know what the outcome will be.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And that is amazing. Congratulations to you on that job, man. That's super dope, man. It's always, it's always something or someone that inspires us, man. And so I'm super humbled to be I guess a catalyst for inspiration for people. I'm talking big words today. So let's get to the comment real quick. Catherine Price 8362. She said, "Thank you for another great episode. You both keep me motivated and encouraged. Thank you for sharing your heart each week. Love it." Thank you. We appreciate the comment. We thank you for just taking time to shout us out, man. So all right, B, man, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this foundation and bedrock and all the things.
Superstructures.
Yeah, man.
So we just got Eager to Run, the Eager to Run Club up and running, pun intended, pun not intended, man. However you want to look at it. But, that was one of those things where we very easily could have rushed the process and said, you know what, let's just roll this thing out and see how it does, And I think a lot of times, we always preach, don't overanalyze, don't contemplate, just go act. But when you think about a superstructure, if you think about your life, the first thing that you have to do is you have to allow yourself to have that blueprint. You have to allow yourself to have that game plan. So when I was behind the scenes and behind the curtain setting up Eager to Run, all these people were encouraging me, "Hey, Brad, just dive in, throw it out there so we can jump in on this thing." But there was several building blocks that we had to set in place, right? We had to get to that bedrock before we started to build. Right. And now Eager to Run is up and running, and we're taking off for the stars. We're doing our virtual run right now. Our registration is open. We're over 1,500 registered participants so far. We're doing really well. But if we were to just roll this thing out and say, "Hey, here it is. We're going to feed it to the wolves. We're just going to throw it out there." That it very easily could have crumbled. But I see the longevity with this. I see that superstructure, but you have to build on a solid foundation. Now, there's this story that's been going around on social media for several years. There's the Millennium building out in California, right? So this is a $1 billion building. It's a huge structure. It's a residential building for people in California. Now, what they did is they drilled down 800 feet. They drilled down 800 feet, thinking that, wow, 800 feet, that's got to be far enough, okay? But they never hit solid ground. They never hit that bedrock. So they drilled down 800 feet, and then boom, they said, you know what? Let's save another $100,000. Let's save another $1 million. Let's cut some corners. Okay. We'll save ourselves some time. We'll save ourselves some money. But now today, that building has sunk. I don't know. Sunk 16 inches. 16 inches. Yeah. And right now they're in talks of saying, hey, you know what? All the residents that are a part of this building, we need to remove you so we can put another $1 million into this building, or $100 million into this building to recreate the structure and build from that bedrock. And, you know, we can relate this so much to fitness, because so many people, they, you know, as much as we preach, don't overanalyze. We want you to jump in. As much as we do preach that, you still have to have a blueprint. You have to have some sort of plan.
Yeah, no, it's a balance, man. It's a balance. You know, because I think about a couple of episodes how I talked about being a jumper. You know, like I don't mind, you know, trying new things. You know, but certain things you have to plan out, man. You have to analyze. You have to count the cost. You have to, you know, to do those things, and it's a balance, man. It really is, like because even I'll say this, even in what seems to be like sporadic movements, there's a lot of that a lot of people don't see.
Right.
You know, because even with Eager to Run, let's say, you know, we think about Eager to Run, you think about Jeff, you know, mentioning it, and then now we have this, like somebody that missed that back, like all the backstory you did, all the work you did behind the scenes, all the, you know, that. So sometimes it appears like we're just jumping, but you know, there's a lot that goes into it. And I really want to dive in on that building, man, because I hadn't heard about it. Like I don't watch the news. Y'all don't. Anyway, it's funny that they have to still invest the money that they thought they were going to save. You know, that stuck out to me, man, because and that I take that to fitness, man. We think about cutting corners, and I'm not going to do that last that last set on these circuits, man. And then you know you go somewhere, you got to walk a whole bunch of steps. And you're like, dang, you know, I shouldn't have skipped out, man, because you know it's going to come back around, man. It comes full circle. And I never forget, and you probably do it often, but one of your classes you're talking about, you know, stop cutting corners, like stop rounding the corners. You know, get up in that crevice, man. Get up, be a square, man.
Baby.
Yeah, man. But it goes back to that, man, like where they cut a corner, man, and instead of, you know, doing the hard thing now, you know, and man, it's all tied together. And doing the hard thing goes into the preparation. Because the preparation, there's no glory in that. There's no glory in preparation. Nobody's excited about you staying up and researching and finding you know, places and people and connecting. There's no glory in that, man. So it all goes together, man. This is a good one. I like it already.
You know, you know, it does all tie together. And one thing that I just read the other day about weight loss pills. You know, you talk about hard work. Okay, you talk about hard work. Like there's no hard work in weight loss pills. But if you're going to cut that corner and just start popping pills, you know, are you going to face some kind of consequence 2 years, 5 years, 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Like you don't know what's in those pills. Those aren't made from natural resources outside. Those are made from a factory. So you're pumping yourself full of this synthetic, whatever it is made of, and you're pumping that full of your body. That's an escape route. I just wrote this on Facebook just a couple hours ago. Escape routes are plentiful, but to find a way, it takes resilience, drive, execution with vision. Choose the resistant path. That's where greatness can be discovered. Now, we talk about resistant paths and turbulence and obstructions and adversity and all these different things, but you have to start taking the hard way. You have to start preparing yourself for life's adversity. That's the way you build from bedrock and you build into this greatness or this near perfection of a lifestyle. But you cannot cut corners, because if you cut corners, you're never going to learn how to handle life's adversities, handle life's earthquakes. Like this building, an earthquake happens in California. Guess what? Boom. It's a wrap. Millennium building is going to be the first building that goes to the ground because they cut those corners. It's not prepared to withstand that storm. It's not prepared to withstand those gale force winds or whatever an earthquake entails.
Is it ironic that it's called the Millennial Building?
Right.
the generation that wants to cut corners and
Right.
microwave. You know what I mean? Is that you know?
Amen.
Oh my
Amen.
gosh,
Yeah.
like that, like you couldn't make that up, man.
Nah, dude, you mentioned microwave. I read something along the lines of, if you take the same meal and you put it in the microwave versus the stove, which one's going to taste better? The microwave's going to have it done in 35 seconds. The stove's going to have it done in 15 minutes, or that oven's going to have it done in 15 minutes. Which one's going to taste better? The one that sits in the stove, the oven for that 15 minutes and just trusts the process,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
you accept that patience is going to overweigh that cutting corners mentality.
Right. And except for E2M meals. Now E2M meals taste delicious out of the microwave. Speaking
I
of
will say they are better though. They are better when you
pan,
put those suckers in the pan, baby. Woo-wee!
hey, I hadn't tried that yet, man. I'm lazy.
Mm. It takes a
Millennium.
little longer. It takes a little longer, and it takes some
Yeah.
discipline and patience.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's good stuff. Ooh, baby.
Speaking of, man, E2M Kitchen, man, make sure you guys check that out. Look, let me put that on the screen.
Yes, sir.
E2MKitchen.com is our
Mm-hmm.
meal prep business, man.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you guys check that out. It is
Yeah.
phenomenal food. It's real food. We're talking about those pills being synthetic. This is all real, all like the what's on the label is what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's chicken, is vegetables, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's free, what do you call it? Flash frozen
Yep.
and vacuum sealed and delivered to your doorstep. You don't have to be on E2M to enjoy these meals. And here's the added: if you eat these meals, you will lose weight. There's no gimmick.
And here's the best part about these meals, Dwayne. They are delicious.
They are.
They are
They
so
are.
good, man. They're
Yeah.
bomb. They're
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. Look, that was our plug. So Levi, get off my back.
Get off my back, Levi.
But no, man. But it all ties together, man,
Yeah.
because that taking that time, trusting the process, digging down, finding the bedrock. So let's talk about the bedrock, man, because the bedrock is a strong structure. Like we all have to have a strong foundation whenever it comes to building anything, when it comes to establishing anything. You need to know like the core values. I'm sure you sat down with that with Eager to Run. Like, what are the core values? What are the core things that we have to establish and do, and with everything, man. And so it's important that you take the time to nail that out, man. Just talk about that process.
Yeah. Now you have to have a preparation. You have to have a blueprint set in place, just like we talk about with everything. And I fall back on the prep, rep, repeat mentality or
Yeah.
mantra in everything that I do. And that preparation piece is broken down into a handful of things. Preparation comes from the people that you surround yourself with, the blueprint that you have in place. And then it comes down to repetition. Are you able to rep until you hit a finish line or until you hit a milestone, and then you repeat? And that's how I really honestly break down everything that I do in my life right now. It's all about setting, like you said, like setting those values, setting that bedrock, setting standards for yourself. Like for me, I'm every single day, it's all about a gallon of water. It's all about reading 10, 15 minutes a day. It's all about getting some cardio in my life. It's all about some resistance training, getting enough sleep, which I'm kind of on the fence with the sleep boy right now, but I'm still trying to get that sleep. In another month, man, I'll be hitting that sleep like no other. But those basic things that set you up for longevity and set you up for long-term success, those are the things that you really want to rely on. So preparation, the act of being ready, right? The act of being ready. You have to stay disciplined. All right, that's the ability to stay motivated, regardless of what you're feeling. If we're always going to give in to our feelings, we're never going to progress in our lives because, oh man, I feel like going to McDonald's today. Boom, done. I feel like not working out today. I feel like oversleeping or sleeping in. I feel like going out for a Sunday fun day or a Friday night. Hey, it's Friday night margarita half off night or whatever it is. If you give in to your feelings, you're never going to truly progress in life. And that's where that discipline element comes in, Dawain. Like you could have all the standards and the structure set in place, but if you lack discipline, we always talk about this. You lack discipline. If you are not disciplined in the face of temporary temptation, you will crumble. You will absolutely crumble. And that's one of those things where Man, we're always motivated when we start a journey.
Oh yeah,
But that motivation, it's going to wear off, okay?
every time.
Every single time. You have to be able to establish the discipline to carry you through those tough times, to carry you through those rough patches, and not give in to your feelings.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And like you said, we kind of beat that drum regularly because
Beat it.
it is a thing, man. It is a thing. Feelings they change. They change often, man. And no matter what it is, it could be, I mean, it could be like for your workplace. Like when you get
Mhm,
hired onto a job, you're excited. Hey, this is my
mhm.
job. We got a new
Yeah.
job, blah, blah, blah. And then,
Mhm,
the luster is gonna wear off a little bit, and then you're gonna, start to regret it. And is that gonna affect your performance, because your performance determines your outcome. And that's
mhm.
where you have to be disciplined there.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined at work,
Mhm,
and to be honest, and I love this part that we talked about last week. If you establish the discipline on your physical fitness side,
mhm,
it will show up on your work side. Like
mhm.
I literally watched that personally with myself.
Yeah.
When I was working, I used to work night shift at a trucking company, and no sleep and staying up and eating everything. And
Mhm.
that's when I got the biggest, man. And then when I transitioned to a recruiter job, was more performance based. I started walking, that was the first step. Then I started
Yeah.
going to the gym, and I noticed as I was more active, like my brain operated better, like I was more I could
Mhm.
get a lot of things done, like and then finding E2M and taking it to the next level. I sometimes I'm at all, man, of like the creativity and the way I'm able to balance the work and the stress
Mhm.
and get stuff done, man. And so
Yeah.
it all correlates together.
Mhm.
Establishing that discipline, with your physical fitness, it will also benefit you in the workplace.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope too. You start to consume these for whatever reason, Twinkies comes into my mind, or into to my visual
I love
when I.
Twinkies, man.
Man, I love me a Twinkie, but you consume this stuff and you fill your body with junk, right? That's essentially how you're going to feel. That's essentially how
Mhm.
you're going to look. And some of us are so deep and caught off guard when it comes to filling our bodies with this junk. I'm just going to call it junk because I don't have a
Okay.
better word for it. But we're so lost, and it's almost like it's almost like murky water. Like we can't discover the person that we're trying to be because we're so drowned out and we're so consumed by the person that we are right here, right now.
Mhm.
And man, we lack that vision of where we want to go. We lack that vision of who we want to become and what we want to accomplish in life because we don't know anything else. We know that, hey, this makes me feel good in the moment.
Yep.
This this makes me feel good right now, but we don't take into consideration what it's going to make me feel like in half an hour,
No,
tomorrow, the next day,
no.
and so on and so forth. And then we wake up one day. We don't see change happen overnight, but we wake up one day and we look in the mirror. And Dawain, you were here. I was here in 2020. We look in the mirror and we're like, where have I gone? What have I done to myself? Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and that's just that lack of discipline. That's the lack of planning. That's the lack of building on that bedrock. If you build on loose soil, I mean, you're gonna be brought to your demise
I think
in all areas of life.
Yeah, no, legit, man. And it's funny because sometimes you do see what you want to be, but it seems so far away that you
Mm-hmm.
just give up. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna have abs, man.
Yeah.
Here, give me another
Yeah.
Twinkie.
Yeah,
Hit me.
right, yeah. And we've all been there, dude. Like I've been there more times than I haven't.
Yes,
In my 10 years of education, I've
yes,
always been into fitness with my kids.
yep,
But again, you talk about abs. You look in the mirror and you're like, man, I don't see any change. I'm gonna have a Twinkie. I'm
yeah.
gonna go to McDonald's. Like
Why
I
not?
can't, yeah. What? Because why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
But man, if you just trust the process, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
don't focus so much on the product. You
Mm.
trust the process and live in the moment, live in right now. What you're going to see is you're going to see those progressions over time. You
Yep.
can't see them in dude. I got a story.
Do it.
I got a story. So this is a real story. So when I was in my third, fourth, fifth year of teaching, and it was March. It was March of 2017, we'll say.
Okay.
And this young person comes up to me and says, listen, I'm going on spring break in 3 weeks. How do I lose 50 pounds? I'm like, in 3 weeks, you want to lose 50 pounds? I said, listen, you can do this, but it's going to be in a very unhealthy way. I don't recommend trying to lose 50 pounds. This is something that takes some time. It takes some effort and it takes patience. But some of us are we have such a distorted way of looking at weight loss, and we think, boom, I can lose weight like that. Boom, I can wish, I can hope, I can dream, I can go to bed tonight, and I'm going to wake up with the results that I have desired. That's not how this thing works. You have to express patience. You have to have the capacity to tolerate delay. You have to. You can't rely on immediate gratification, and that's the society that we live in. I order something online; it's on my doorstep 2 days later. I want to watch something on demand. Boom! I buy it for $2.99. I go to Netflix. I go to Disney or whatever it is. But we have to understand that we have to tolerate delay without anger, without remorse, without regret, any of that. We have to be able to understand that great things take time. And again, it comes all the way back full circle. Build it on that bedrock and have the discipline to withstand longevity.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And that kind of reminds me of on our Facebook page, we throw up those amazing results. And the very first comment is always, how many rounds did it take?
What's it matter?
Why? That's what I want to say. But boss man won't let me say that. So
there's always a response that I would like to say, but pump the brakes.
No, you're not gonna say that. But no, but that's like you said, it's the generation we live in. That's why the pill is gonna make billions if it hadn't already. The weight loss pill is gonna make billions of dollars because people think it's a right now fix. They think it's I'm gonna take this pill, I'm gonna lose the weight, and then I'm good. And that's not going to, it's not changing your discipline. That's what coach talked about a couple of nights ago. It's not changing your insides, your organs, your blood, your heart. None of that's changing. If that pill causes you to lose weight and that's all it does, I mean, you're still in the same predicament, man, just at a lower weight, because skinny don't mean healthy. Somebody need to hear that. I'm gonna say it again. Skinny does not mean healthy, man. Just because you're skinny don't mean that you're healthy. You definitely have to move. You have to eat right. You have to do the things, man, to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And that's what we promote, man. We're all about a healthy lifestyle. It's not for us. It's not about vanity. It's about being healthy, man, and being around as long as you possibly can, and enjoying life, to the fullest. And because we do want to enjoy those Friday night, margaritas and those, the thirsty Thursday. We do, but it's in moderation, man. Once you get to your place, once we talk about your fitness goal, once you get to a place where you can, find that time to enjoy those things. And Twinkie, I mean, I still give me a Twinkie here and there, man, but I just don't get 3 of them with the Yoo-hoo, like I used to do. But I get one instead, man. But all of that ties together, man, because that's what we promote. That's what we want to talk about, and we want to make sure that we put that out there, man, because we care about y'all. I mean, we want the best for you, and we want you to have the best results.
Yeah, this is something that goes to non-E2M clients. I get a lot of flack, and the team gets a lot of flack for this because, when you're on the outside looking in, you don't understand what E2M is. You don't know what E2M is. You see these massive results. You see these extreme results, right? And some people see my journey, seeing me run Ironmans, marathons, doing the cold plunges, all these different wild, extreme things that I do personally. But that's not really what E2M is. E2M is restrictive when it comes to nutrition, and the reason is it's not because we don't think that certain foods are bad for you. There's just better options, but we want it to be restrictive, not just for the nutritious aspect of things, but because of that discipline component. When someone says, hey, you don't allow tomatoes. Like,
Right.
why not tomatoes? Are tomatoes that bad for you? No, they're not that bad for you. Are there negative side effects? Yeah, there's a couple of negative side effects to tomatoes, but that's besides the point. We want to have restriction now, and we don't emphasize balance now. But because you don't have balance now, and because you're restrictive today, you can have balance down the road.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I don't want to be balanced today. I want to restrict myself from going out to have Thirsty Thursdays every week. I want to restrict myself so when I'm 70, 80, 90 years old, I can still kick it on a Thirsty Thursday. I can still go get my extra salt on a margarita if I want.
Man. Yeah, man.
Be restrictive today, man.
That's right.
Yeah, dismantle the thought process of balance. Okay, today, so you can have balanced tomorrow.
Yeah. That's what those architects and people should have did. They should have been disciplined and went down to that.
Exactly. So now these residents, instead of them being kicked to the curb and say, hey, we're going to have to spend another 6, 7, 8 months on this thing and throw out another $100 million and actually increase your rent on top of all of that. They should have taken that time in the beginning and been restrictive with themselves in the beginning and not seeked balance in the beginning of the times. And then boom, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Would not be here, man. So,
yeah,
man, thoughts and prayers for the people that are in that building.
Yeah, no doubt, my friend.
All right, brother, let's get ready to land this plane,
yes,
man. Oh man, it's on me.
Yes, sir. Better start thinking deep.
All right, I'm about to. Hey, give us a closing while I think.
Hey, so right now I'm in between training for long distances, right? I'm in between training for long distances, and something that happened to me during my Ironman was I went to a deep dark state of kind of lostness, right? I lost myself. I reached out for help, but nobody was really there to save me. In these scenarios, you just have to rely on that basic building block. And what happened to me then is not happening to me now because I'm reliant on that foundation. I'm able to fall back, have that fallback plan. I'm able to fall back on the basics. I've been doing some light walking, some light jogging. I've been doing some calisthenics, some body weight exercises, the easy stuff. Now, I'm not going to say easy stuff, the basic stuff, right? The basic stuff. I had that fallback plan. Now I'm not falling to the wolves. I'm ready. I'm prepared to take on that next big challenge.
My man, I love it. Good deal. All right, now I got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Let's get into this segment.
Do you know?
All right, this week, do you know, is on me, and I had to get Brad to stall a little bit, so
I got you, baby.
All right, so the do you know for me is, do you know or did you know that I have been doing this kind of thing for 10 years? I've been podcasting and broadcasting. Well, I guess say podcasting and streaming for 10 years. Started by myself, just a microphone and a laptop. And, I always tell people, because now I consult and everything, but I tell people when I first started, man, nobody would give me the secret, like how to be on podcast. Cause you got to go, like, it's like a whole thing to get on Apple and all that. Nobody would tell me, Brad. Like, I literally spent days and weeks and weekends Googling, trying to figure out how to do it. And from that, man, it all led up to this, all that experience, all that time I put in on the foundation back.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? It led up to this, man. I was able to gain a lot of knowledge, by falling on my face and trial and error and figuring it out, man. And to the day my number was called, man, to start this podcast network, and I took all of that 10 years of experience and brought it to the table, and boss man said yes, and the rest is history, baby.
Yes, well, I'll take a second, Dawain, and just say that I appreciate what you did 10 years ago, because without you doing the basic foundation and laying the foundation, the building blocks of your personal growth and your personal podcast game, we wouldn't be sitting here together, just trying to help people. So
man.
Thank you, Dawain.
Hey. You already know. Shout out.
Yes,
good deal, man. Well, listen, we appreciate y'all turning in, man, to the Bad Podcast, and we're super excited about this. And Man, I'm excited about the studio. I went there yesterday and it looked amazing. So even before Brad, you come down and we shoot, I'm gonna be in there and you're gonna be home and I'm gonna be in there. It's gonna be dope, man. So super excited about that. You guys stay tuned for that. Continue to share, continue to tag us and put it in the group, put it outside the group, put it in your story, screenshot, take selfies, all the things. And we will holler at y'all next time, man. Peace out.
See you guys.